You're welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to go about cutting and sewing of this shirt. Alright, here am I on my table with my fabric folded into two. Then I folded that part also in by 4 inches, and make sure that the top, that side that I touch now, make sure that it is closed. Then you take your measurement 2.5 inches down. That's what I'm doing now, 2.5 inches down. Then after taking that 2.5 inches now is serving as our shoulder line. It's going to serve as our shoulder line. And from that 2 inches, 2.5, you come down by 4 inches. That is where we're going to have our notch for the neck. So there am I extending the 2.5 inches straight to my shoulder line. Then it is that on that 2.5 inches that you have there, that is our shoulder line. That is what we are going to be using. That is where we are going to be imputing our shoulder measurement, right? So you divide your shoulder measurement by 2, then you place it there. Usually I use 15 inches as my shoulder measurement, but on this one I am using 17 inches because I want the shirt to be free as you saw it there. Yes, so I came down by 1 inch from that shoulder. I'm going to make a slant line to the neck for the shoulder slant. I'm connecting the line to the neck, and from that 1 inch that I came down with, I'm going to draw my armhole measurement. You can use your chest measurement, divide it by 4, and there you go. So I have impute my own, and that is what I have there. Now I am going to take my bust circumference. Is when you are sewing for men that you use chest. If you are sewing for ladies, you use bust circumference. You divide it by 4. That is what I am placing there. My bust measurement divide by 4, and I added 1.5 inches. This 1.5 inches I'm going to use half for my stitching allowance, and the 1 is for the ease allowance. Because I have come down with my shoulder, on my shoulder with 2 inches, that's why it's going to be very free. So I am taking the middle of my armhole measurement. So I went in by 1/2 inch. That 1/2 inch, I'm going to curve it to get my armhole curve. So I'm going to curve it like that to get my armhole curve. So I couldn't use this ruler. I love using freehand. I couldn't use that ruler, so I just connected it freely with my hand. And from what I got from that armhole, that's exactly what I took straight down to the length of the shirt. And that is what we have there, exactly the length. And when you're taking your length measurement, you take it from the 4 inches. So I'm going to go in on that 4 inches. I'm going to go in by 2.5 inches. That's how wide I want my notch opening to be. So I'm going to notch it, cut it open using my scissors. Now it's time for us to cut it out. Just follow the direction. I know the chalk is not very visible. Just follow the direction of what I am cutting now. And you can only get it when you practice yours. If you don't practice, you won't get it. So on this neckline, when you get to this point, you stop, then you take it up. You don't cut out the collar again. That is what we are using for the collar, right? That 2.5. So you don't need to cut it out again. So that is what we have. And that is our opening. And now we are going to place the fabric folded by 2 for the back part of it. And here we are, folded the fabric into 2 for the back part. And we are going to cut exactly what we cut for the front, except the neck. You know, the neck is always higher. The back neck is always higher than the front neck depth. So then I'm going to extend. I've cut the shoulder. I will extend that line, that 2.5 inches line that I have there. That's what I am extending. Then I'll now make a small curve from that shoulder. I'm going to make a small curve which will serve as our back neck opening. So that is it. Now I'm going to carefully cut it out, ensuring that the curve is there. Good. That is what we have there. That's the back pattern, and this is the front pattern. We're going to go to the sewing machine right away. When we get to the sewing machine, we are going to open this front part. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side. Make sure that you're sewing on the wrong side, right? You face it just the way I am doing. Then you follow the direction of my hand to stitch the notch. You're going to stitch it like that. That V, yes, that opening, you stitch it like that. Stitch the other side. So let's go to the sewing machine. And after stitching it, this is what I got. I'm going to open it. I'm going to turn it out. Before you turn it out, make sure you notch so that it will relax very well by the time you're ironing it, right? So you notch it properly. Then we bring it, push it out. You can use your scissors, you can use any sharp something you have around you to push it out. Yeah, that's what I am doing, pushing it out. And after this pushing out, I am going to go ahead and iron it. I'm going to iron it. After ironing it, then we'll come back to fix the back. And after ironing it, this is what we have. You can see how relaxed it is now, and you can see the neckline as well relaxing there. You can see how relaxed it is. So that is my front part. That's the right side of the fabric. That's what I have. This is what I have here, the right side of the fabric. Then I'll get the right side of the back part facing each other, right side facing the right side, right? So I'm going to place it like that, right side facing the right side, please. Then please look very closely the way I turned the neck so that you don't get confused there. Please look at it. You see the way I brought it back? See the way I brought it back? Then you're going to place it neck to neck, shoulder to shoulder. Where I am pointing now is the point where the front neck and the back neck line met. So you're going to use you're going to hold it. You can hold it with your pin. You can use your pin to hold it. Then you sew it. When you get to the shoulder, you sew from the, either you sew from the shoulder to the neck, or you can decide to sew only the neck. Then you go ahead and sew the shoulder, and make sure that the shape of that shoulder to neck is there. That's how the shirt will be balanced. If not, it won't be able to balance. And after joining it, this is what we have now. And you can see that this outer part is still rough. So you're going to notch where your neck stop, the front neck and the back neck. So because we are going to sew it inside, I don't want too much stitches. So I'm going to hide the sewing, right? So after marking it like this with my chalk, I'm going to sandwich the bodies part. I'm going to sandwich it into the neck, into the collar. Where you notch, make sure that where you notch for the front is kissing the place, the back part. Make sure it is like that. And when you are sewing, when you're sandwiching it inside, make sure that you push the bodies inside and you don't sew it with your machine. If you sew it, that means you're going to rip it and you start sewing afresh. So after stitching it, I will now bring it out. I brought it out and I ironed it again, and you can see how clean it is. It's time for our sleeve. So you're going to measure your armhole. Take the measurement, accurate measurement of your armhole. After that, you go ahead and cut the fabric. I'm going to cut the two sleeves together. So make sure you have it accurately, because this fabric is folded into two. Whatever you get your armhole is, please divide it by 2. Whatever your armhole is, divided by 2. I am cutting the two sleeves together, and the length of this sleeve is going to be 10 inches or so, 10 inches, 10.5. This is what I have here, and my armhole, half of my armhole is 10.5 as well. So I have 10.5 by 10.5. You can see the way I folded my sleeve. The part where I am sitting, that side is closed, then this other side is open. Please endeavor you fold it like that. You can go back and rewatch it again to see how I folded it, right? So we'll get the cap height. I am using 2.5 inches for this cap height because the armhole is not that curvy. It's a free top. So that's my cap height. I use 2.5. Then I connect the lines together. Now I'm going to make a slant line. I'm going to make a slant line from the what is it called? From the upside. Okay, that's the measurement of my round sleeve. Sorry, that's the measurement of my round sleeve. I added 1/2 inch for the stitching allowance. Yes. So I'm going to make a slant line now. Just see the way I put that ruler, the way I fixed that ruler, right? Please make sure you do it like that. Then I'll get the half of it using my tape. I'll get the half. I mark that middle point. Then from that middle, or from that top side, I'm going to make a slant curve like a 1/4 inch of an inch up. You take it up. When you get to the armhole side, you take it down. Then you use your curve ruler. To connect it. But before then, that is my actual sleeve length. So that I want to make a slant by the side, so that by the time I fold it, it doesn't short fabric. By the time I fold it, I will still have enough fabric to do that, right? So now I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect my from my armhole to the sleeve length. From my armhole to the sleeve length. So that's what I have there, and that is it for the drafting of this sleeve. If you don't understand it, please watch it again. I am going to post it differently on a slower version so that you understand it very well. But for now, manage what you see, please. So I'm cutting my sleeve now. This is what I have for the sleeve of the shirt. You can notch that point there so that you know where the middle is. When you are sewing, you just get to it, right? Now we are going to go back to our sewing machine and attach it to the shirt. And there we are. That's the right side. This is the right side of my fabric. I mean the right side of my shirt. I'm going to get the right side of my sleeve. Make sure you get it right, okay? Then you place that notch part. That notch part, you place it on the armhole join, the shoulder joining. Where you have your shoulder joining, that is where you're going to place it. Then I'm going to sew the two sleeves. After sewing it, then we'll come back and know the remaining thing to do. That's me joining the sleeve to the armhole, joining it, and after joining, this is what we have. I went ahead and ironed the sleeve. After ironing the sleeve, I folded it in because my weaving machine is not here, so I double folded. And make sure when you are folding, make sure that you remember your sleeve length, right? So I double folded it. After folding like 1/4 of an inch, less than 1/4 of an inch, the first one, and I went ahead and folded it again so that we'll have a neat finishing. Then I'll sew it, the two sides of the sleeve. I'm going to sew it on my machine now. Yeah, after sewing it like that, then I'll get the after sewing it like this, I'll join the two. I'll close the shirt from the sleeve to the length of the shirt. And whenever you're sewing, please endeavor, make sure to that the joining, make sure that the joining kisses each other. If it's not like that, the shirt is not going to balance. And if it's not like that, please repeat and resew it again. Make sure you sew it accurately so that your shirt can balance very, very well. And after joining, closing it, this is what we have. You can go ahead and iron, cross check your length, then you hem it down, and that will be all for this class. See you in my next one. Please